hip-hop culture with DJs and singing, graffiti art are expressed every day within the inner cities of America and the world. You are not hearing hip-hop, you are hip-hop.
Oh, it's Friday. I tell you, it is Friday, and my neighbors, God bless them, they're getting work done right now, and all I hear is this constant whizzing and whatnot sound. And I'm just thinking, are they done yet? Are we there yet? Is it over? But I digress. What can I tell you? So we're going to have an interesting conversation today. An interesting conversation is going to be held today because despite the fact that, I go through a mixture of have you ever thought of thoughts and conversations, right? We go through some human observation conversations, and then we tackle some real deal stuff. This is going to be one of those real deal stuff conversations. That is what we're going to do today. So with that, as I'm literally, we are literally having a personal summer. I swear to God Almighty. You know what? Let that be one of the topics for next month. But let's play this intro because, whoo, Lord, I am hot. Afternoon. It is Gwendolyn, Gr Houston Jack, and this is Girl. Listen. So obviously it is 4:00 Central, 5:00 Eastern, and we are streaming live to LinkedIn and YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button. And if you have not subscribed, you can subscribe as well. I will also invite you to do that. I am telling you, it's been a week. It has been a week. But you know what? I was sitting with my thoughts today. This is the first day that I did not have to get up and record something. We have been recording all week. We have done some training because a sister is always busy. A sister is always busy. And this is the first day that I could actually not get up and have to get into a recording. I was like, what life is this? What life is this? So before we go into my monologue, shout out to Jessica, who is here. Hello, Jessica. How are you? I'll be seeing Jessica sometime next month. That's the plan, Stan. That's the plan. And shout out to my dinner partner, 𝐓𝐿𝐴. Hello to you, ma'am. This is a great time that 𝐓𝐿𝐴 is here because we are doing some different kind of work on our Not Dinner Conversations video podcasts. And I appreciate the fact that I have found a partner who is willing to get into the trenches with me and talk about topics that so many people have labeled as taboo. And it's refreshing. We don't get a lot of comments, but we do get some. And for the ones that we get where people are like, thank you for having this conversation. Thank you for bringing this topic up. That says a great deal. We need to have more conversations. And I mean it. Not just talking at people, but literally listening to what someone else has to say and perhaps walking away with a different perspective. So I was in training this week. I am a reading partner for Fort Worth ISD. My babies, all of my babies, my little munchkin, my little grandson, he won't be one for a few more years. He's a leap year baby, but he's celebrating his 1 year today. And then I got the grandbabies in Atlanta, and then my niece and nephews and great niece and nephew in Houston. So, I don't say to myself, well, my kids aren't here, so I'm not going to try to help somebody else's baby. We have to do what we can do. It's about being a community. And I don't understand how there are some people in this world who are so friggin' miserable. It's not the word I want to use, but I'm gonna go with it because it's too early right now to start dropping the bombs. But it just amazes me how some of us are so miserable that the fact that someone else is hurting or does not have brings them joy. In what world does that make sense? Like, I don't even understand that life. So Gwendolyn is a reading partner, and Isola knows because she's in this secret club that reading children's books is a tip that we were given recently. And so Gwendolyn has been practicing her reading children's book voice, because it just helps you in presentation. Kids love a good book reader. I am ready for it. I'm ready to be a reading partner. Yeah, every episode we walk away with something that and that's the beauty of getting with people that are not like you. Now, if you know some people, and I'm gonna go ahead and say that are assholes, I don't really know if there's a place for a conversation there. Like, everybody has their limits. I am willing to chat with you, provided you understand how to hold a conversation, right? Because there's some listening involved. If your sole purpose is to just hear yourself talk, ain't nobody got time for that. Find somebody else. That is not what Gwendolyn does. We have zero fudge for that one. But this is what brings up this topic. Because as I, again, sit with a lot of thoughts, and some things come to mind. I want to talk about today the dark side of our technology, which I am certain my dear dinner partner and I will probably dig deeper into, because we always pick these topics, and none of these topics are light. These are not light bites. This stuff goes deep. It goes really deep. Now, let me tell you where I'm coming from. I know that we are still in the midst of all of our political muck. And it did not escape me how some of us position ourselves as holier than thou, that we have never done X, Y, and Z, and I don't support blah, blah, blah. And specifically, there is a place in our country where we applaud ourselves for this selective outrage. We will pick up whatever is the human atrocity du jour, right? Because you really don't care about it. You really don't. And social media has given us this sort of false sense of really fighting for a cause, because you reposted something, you shared something, yada, yada, yada. Like so you feel like you've really done some work, when in reality you have done nada. But I got to thinking, when people talk about genocide, how it all depends on which one you want to talk about. Which one is on the docket today? Which one is on mainstream media? Because I would never support somebody who believes in genocide. And I got to thinking, you sure about that? You positive? Because we are not truly aware of the tangled web that we live in. And we live in a tangled web. So before I go, because I was about to say it, shout out to my friend. Hello, Mr. Gary. Hello there. Accountability. Now, Gwendolyn holds herself accountable. I'm going to say this because I've said it, and I say it quite often, and people don't always get it, so I'm going to say it again. Gwendolyn is not a nice person. I am not. Nice is performative. It's putting on airs. It is the very least you could do when you're out in public. Gwendolyn is kind and nurturing, forgiving, understanding. She's ride or die, right? That's who I am. I'm going to be here for you. I'm like my daddy. Now, I might cuss you out in the moment, but I'm going to turn around and fix you dinner in that same moment. So it all comes together. But kind is where I thrive. Not nice. And when people think about themselves, they completely omit the fact that they are involved in some pretty atrocious behavior. And one of those happens to be our technology. Now, I don't know how many of you are aware of conflict minerals. These are the minerals that we find in our laptops and cell phones and tablets and a lot of electronics, but they don't have a clean history. It's not there. We draw a line someplace. Now, I'm going to tell you real quick. I have lines. I've mentioned my lines. I shop with my biases. I also know what my biases are, right? If it's from Texas, and I know Texas has some really shaky politics, I know it, but we got good food though. Like there are some good people here. You know what I'm saying? There are some good people here. We know how to eat. We know how to eat and drink. So if it's from Texas, I am buying it. If it's from Houston, I am buying it. New York, buying it. Black owned, buying it. Women, buying it. New York City, buying it. Bunny related, possibly buying it. Purple, buying it, right? So we all have things that move us in terms of purchasing, right? Or going to a place. We all have it. Now, you still have to deliver on service and goods and whatnot, because you just don't, you still have to deliver. Hence, my glasses. I know you love them. Girl, look at these. Look at these. Woohoo! Don't you love them? Okay, whatever. List obstacle. So yes, if you keep delivering, I will keep dropping my dollars. Whereas somebody like Dillard's, who treated me like garbage that one time, I ain't been back. Not doing it. Like, why should I? Why should I spend my money with you? Right? But when it comes to our technology, it gets hard, because there are some companies that I know they are near and dear to our hearts, and they've had some problems, people. Apple has faced scrutiny for its use of conflict minerals, particularly tantalum, tin, tungsten, and gold in its electronics. Now, they say they have taken steps to be more transparent, to ensure that they are responsible by asking its suppliers where they get their materials from, how they got them, right? And they do every year publish the annual conflict minerals report to demonstrate their efforts. That's what they do. That's what they say. But it's not just Apple. Samsung is in that too. Samsung, like other electronic manufacturers, they have been associated with the use of conflict minerals in its devices. They too are committed to establishing a conflict minerals policy. They conduct audits with their suppliers. They support industry initiatives to improve supply chain transparency. And they also provide an update. And then there's Intel. Intel has been linked with conflict minerals used in its semiconductor products, right? Everybody's in there. So when we talk about, I'm on the good side, I'm on the goody-goody side, I would never, you do know what the result is of these conflict minerals, right? Like we do know how they come about, right? We are aware of what conflict minerals are attached to. Maybe we're not, because everybody was up in arms about particular genocides, and they kind of forget about everything else that is happening right here, still today. Now, today, the Paris prosecutor dismisses the case against Apple over the Congo conflict's minerals. Yeah. They said there wasn't enough proof to prove that Apple was even aware that these minerals were gained in an unsavory way. Like there wasn't enough proof. What you should do, though, is perhaps go back and file another suit with like war crimes and what have you. Now, I don't know how to take that. I don't know. We are fully aware, and I hate to say that, I'm using these, right? But we are fully aware of where these minerals come from and the environment that is currently happening in these countries. We are aware. To pretend like, well, I just don't think it happened. Yeah, for me, it's kind of suspect. I will tell you, it is extremely suspect. So let me tell you what happens with these conflict minerals. And shout out to my mother who was here. Shout out to Mama. Mama's always showing up. Well, yes, they aren't going to disrupt the supply chain and the dollars in the pockets of the big cooks. You know what, Aisa, you and I both know. Put it on the menu. Put it on the menu because we're gonna talk about it. We know that they are coming to these countries for these particular minerals. The Congo specifically has been ravaged and seen war for decades. Decades. You can't tell me that you didn't have enough proof. But let me slide back. Let me slide back real quick when I talk about this. And I'm not hitting all of the countries that are being impacted because there's a lot. And I know that I have 30 minutes. So I have to give you guys an amuse-bouche, as we say in the food world. I love food analogies. The Democratic Republic of Congo, right? That's one. This is one of the most well-known sources of conflict minerals, one of the most well-known. They have tantalum, tin, tungsten, gold. The mining of these minerals have been linked to severe human rights abuses and environmental degradation, as well as genocide. Okay? As well as genocide and flat out exploitation. Okay? Now, I know you're thinking, Gwendolyn, why are you bringing this up? Here's why I'm bringing it up real quick. My hands, they're not clean. Neither are yours. So when we talk about not wanting to see babies suffer, I need us to stop and say all the babies. And I know that our cell phones, the tablets, my laptop, it may not have the cleanest history. It may not have it. And I know we pride ourselves on being so aware and being empathetic and want to take care of this, that, and the other. And then there's a place where we knowingly turn a blind eye because I just have to have the latest phone. Let me continue. We got Rwanda. They've made a lot of efforts to, I'll say, clean up their mining sector, right? But they have a lot of tin and tantalum in there as well. There's Burundi. There's another country affected by the trade of conflict minerals, and that's with armed groups that are often controlling these mining operations that do result in violence as well as sexual violence. Again, we think that we're removed from this. We're not removed. We are not removed. When people talk about genocide, I need you to understand, the phone you have in your hand may very well be supporting genocide. Just saying. And you're saying to yourself, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? We all have choices. Every single one of us has choices. I know today is one of many blackout days. Now, me, I don't boycott people. I just stop shopping there. Because if you don't respect me, you don't get my dollars. That's plain and simple. I just stop shopping. There is time for a change in behavior. You know how it is? Here it is. When people talk about, well, I'm going to boycott so-and-so until they do right, that is like any other abusive relationship. It is good until it's not good, right? And they're going to do what they have to do to get you to come back to that abusive relationship, and then it will go back to what it was before. In the abusive relationship, walk away. Walk away from it. If people are not doing right, because it's not built into who they are as a company, just walk away. It's not that hard to drive another 5, 10, 15 minutes. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to find some people and do a group shipping so that you save on shipping. It's not that hard. If you wanted to do it, you could do it. And I say that when we talk about these companies that say it's just so hard to figure out where these suppliers got these minerals. It's just so hard. No, it's not. These are choices. There are choices. You choose to run your business the way you choose to run your business. You don't have to do it the way everybody else does. You don't have to. There is nothing that says you have to do it this way. Some of y'all are putting raisins in potato salad. We let that slide, don't we? You can do whatever you want to do. You got choices. So let's not pretend. And yes, it is absolutely supporting genocide. It is. There is a place where we as consumers have to start holding these people, these businesses accountable, as well as ourselves. If you want to talk about genocide and do all the things, then dadgummit, talk about every single one of them. Don't be picky about it. Don't choose one over the other because it's not on legacy media and it's not in your face. You can know about something if you wish to know about something. You can do something if you wish to do something. These are choices. So let me tell you what some of our technology supports. Just so you know, beyond exploitation and genocide, yes, we're talking child labor. We're talking forced labor. There are human rights violations. Human rights violations. You know, the mining of conflict minerals is frequently linked to human rights abuses, forced labor, child labor, dangerous working conditions. These are the basic human rights that are violated and ongoing social injustices. Yeah. See, things are great when you don't see it. What do they say? Out of sight, out of mind. When you don't know who's doing what and how it gets to your table or gets to that shelf, you could care less. And then, even then, when you know, some of us are going to be like, well, is it really? I mean, is it? Just saying. Ask yourself where you stand. And again, I start with me. I hold myself accountable. Now, my mama has heard me say this. I know sometimes, you know, and I have to check myself because I've done some work. I have a mouth. So I am cautious with what I say and how I say it and if I say it, because you cannot unring the bell. Gwendolyn holds herself accountable. And when I do wrong, I call myself out on it. There's no sugarcoating here, people. It does not exist. Let's talk about this environmental degradation. The extraction of conflict minerals often leads to severe environmental degradation. This includes deforestation, water pollution, soil erosion. These all have long-lasting impacts. Definitely impacts the local ecosystems. But, you know, as long as we're enjoying our bottle of water and whatnot and sitting out on the beach, well, you know. And we act as if it doesn't matter. You know, we are all global citizens. We're global citizens. Now, I know you guys are thinking, Gwendolyn is going through a crisis. I am not going through a crisis. I am just at a place where I'm recognizing my full impact on this world. And I've told you, I am doing my death cleaning. I'm getting rid of all of this stuff. I am recycling as much as possible. Someone can use this stuff. Lord knows I don't need all this stuff. And shout out to Serena, who is here. I thought about you the other day, ma'am. I was like, where is Serena? Shout out to you. So happy to have you in the room. Love having you here. Then there's corruption because, well, that doesn't exist. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. You know, I'm going to have to pick a day to talk about all the corruption that's happening right now. Talk about follow the money. I make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. Well, whatever. Somebody got paid somewhere. Somebody's still getting paid. I mean, surely all of us are lining up to buy our $5 million gold card. Because why not sell the U.S. out to the highest bidder? Hello. Let me stay focused because that's not today's topic. Corruption. The trade of conflict minerals is often associated with corruption, including illicit exploitation and taxation of these minerals. This obviously undermines, the government. Like, hey, it often undermines the government because money talks. But you know what? I'm going to say this really quick because people think we have no power. As consumers, we have power. Everybody has a voice. The choice is, are you going to use yours? Now, I'm going to say this really quick. If you are around people who are always telling you that it's not worth it and there's no point, it won't make a difference, get you some new people. Get you some new people. Line up to sell our go-karts. You know what? We should get some gold cards. We can sell cards too. We we can get some cards. Oh my God. Never thought I would see the day. Never thought I would see the day. But again, that's another topic for the, I don't have enough wine for all of that. Not today, people. Not today. But there are supply chain issues, and they're more like risk because, if you're a company that relies on conflict minerals, you have a significant risk in your supply chain because you really want to think about being responsible, right? Being a responsible person in sourcing those minerals. And I know it can be costly. I know it can be complex. But when you don't do right, you run the risk of hurting your reputation. It says who you are. Now, let me say this really quick. If you put money above people, then just go ahead and say that. You can say it. It's okay. Say it. Own it. Own it. Don't do things because somebody caught you doing something. Don't do that. Please don't make it seem like, oh, well, we are now committed to this because we got caught. Yeah. Okay. Well, what can I tell you? Now, I want to talk about this really quick because, there is a place where we have documentation that is given, and it's a report that the SEC created. It's the peace and security in Congo has not improved with the conflict minerals disclosure rule. There you go. It has not gotten better. It's gotten worse. It has gotten worse, people. Again, more than 20 years, people live in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo have experienced violence at the hands of about 120 armed groups and Congolese security forces. And some of these armed groups fund their activities through the trade of what? Conflict minerals. Yeah. Now, the SEC is doing what it can. I don't know how long that's going to last, but the SEC was doing what it can to dissuade this. So there is a disclosure rule that aims to identify the origin of conflict minerals, but companies may struggle to do so. They say that they're having a really hard time figuring out where their minerals are coming from. Their tin, their tantalum, their gold mining. They are having a hard time trying to figure out where it's coming from. As a matter of fact, they said that 62% of companies reported in 2023 that they could not determine with certainty whether the conflict minerals were used in their products, if it originated out of the Congo or neighboring countries. They couldn't tell. They couldn't tell. Now, here's my part on this. Here's my part. There has been a rise in violence since the SEC put this out, particularly with gold mining. That's where the rise in violence has come. And it's, I don't even know how to really put words around it, honestly. I don't know, because when I thought about it, I said to myself, we can find out so much stuff, but we can't. 62% said they couldn't determine where the minerals came from. Is it because you don't really want to know? Or you really can't tell? Or you really don't care? Or is it a combination of all of it? Because I always feel like if you really want to do something, you can get it done. We do all this other stuff. We find ways to get all this other stuff done. How is that like how can you not find out where this stuff comes from? Well, let me do this because, again, it's a very good chance my dinner partner, Isla, and I will dig into this because I'm going to need some more time to sit with it. I'm going to need some more time. We are always picking onions and only peeling off a few layers. But let me tell you why I do it. It starts with awareness. Now, I'm not telling you to go take your phone and throw it away. I'm not saying that. Because clearly I'm not throwing my phone away, right? However, there are things we can do to be better going forward. We all have power here. The question is, how are you going to use it? So here's a few ideas for you. First of all, support ethical brands. Choose to buy products from companies that are committed to responsible sourcing and transparency. Now, Apple said they are working on being transparent. Samsung said it too. Intel. Hold them accountable. But I gotta tell you, that lawsuit being dropped, it makes me suspicious. It makes me suspicious. I'm not gonna lie to you. Recycle your electronics. Properly recycle old electronics to reduce the demand for new minerals. Because a lot of them have recycling programs, right? I am still rocking a Samsung S8 Plus. I'm still rocking it. We don't really need anything new. We just want this new stuff. And if you can't use it, then donate to somebody else. There are recycling programs. There are donation programs. Find some way to have it be used again. We have gotten into this really ridiculous throwaway mentality, throwaway fashion, throwaway food. It's just, we have to get ourselves together. So think about, again, recycling those, as we talked about it. There's a demand for those old electronics. Consider that before you go tossing things out. Consider that. Also, reduce your consumption. Consider reducing your consumption of electronic devices and other products that contain conflict minerals. This just expands the lifespan of your devices. It really does. And I know that we got people who are trying to get rid of certain operating systems to force us to buy stuff. They're all guilty of it. They're all guilty. They are. They're all guilty. But you don't have to buy something new. You don't have to. I'm in the midst of cleaning digitally, and I'm looking at my pictures. I'm getting rid of some digital junk. And I have clothes and shoes that are hitting the 10, 15, and 20-year mark, people. Actually, 23 years for some of them. 23 years. Okay? You can have your shoes resold, right? I'm just saying, we have to think about how we are impacting the world we're in, and shout out to Mr. Ron Foster. Howdy, sir. Howdy. Reduce your consumption. If you're not using it, then, donate it. There is somebody out there who would love to have what you are tossing out. Think about that. Think about it. I know there was a point where TVs were crazy prices. You can get a flat screen TV for a couple of dollars now? I know I'm being facetious, but you know what I mean. Think about your consumption. Do you need another TV? Do you need, they're not needs. Let's stop lying to ourselves. These are wants. These are wants. And also think about product certifications. Look for certifications and labels that indicate conflict-free sourcing, such as the Conflict-Free Sourcing Initiative, the CFSI, or the Responsible Minerals Assurance Process, the RMAP. So I guess you say RMAP. Right? There are ways for us to do better as consumers. We have power. We have power. Money talks, people. Money always has. If you start withholding something, hey, think about that. Yes, buy nothing groups are great for this too. Yes, buy nothing groups. Thank you, 𝐸𝐸. We have to just think differently about how we are going about living and what have you. There are people being impacted by our choices. And just because you don't see them doesn't mean that it didn't happen. So also, most importantly, and this is what I want to leave you guys with, because I went over. I knew I would. It's okay. Advocate for change. Support policies and regulations that promote responsible sourcing and conflict-free supply chains. You can write to your elected representatives, participate in campaigns, and raise awareness on social media. Now, I don't know about some of these representatives. I don't know about some of them. I'm writing them for some other stuff, though. We're gonna be writing today. We're gonna be writing a lot. Writing, calling, all the things. You know what I'm saying? All the things. Because this is the world we're in. If you didn't think that you could make a difference, you finna make a difference this year, trust and believe. This is where we are. Now, this is not to make you feel bad. It's to make you more aware of the impact that you have right here as well as over there. When you're talking about the genocide, when you're talking about things that are going wrong, think about all the human atrocities, not just the ones being, and I hate to say this, promoted on legacy media. Almost saying something, but I thought, Gwendolyn, don't do it. You know what? Screw it. It does not escape me that when the pain is on those who are of Black and brown, the care is not as high. Okay? That doesn't escape me. Right? So if you're throwing stones, be like me, have your windows and doors open. Okay? All I'm saying is we are at a place where we have got to be more aware and behave as such. The smallest change can make the biggest difference. The smallest change. Serena says, yet we have some things away through buy nothing groups. Hey, all right. And sold things through flea markets. All right. Well, I need to check out the buy nothing groups. I need to figure that out. Put it in the post section so that we can talk about buy nothing groups. There's just a way to live. Right. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm getting older. No, I don't think it's because I'm getting older. I think just in general, you look at what you are a part of and you say to yourself, I don't like what we're doing and I don't like my participation in it. And therefore I want to change it. So a couple of things before I let you guys go, because it's Friday. And Gwendolyn, hey, I am enjoying She Can. I am enjoying from the McBride sisters. It is She Can. Drink the wine. Tomorrow is March. It's Women's History Month. And yes, we celebrate just like we celebrate Black History Month all year round. And we have a special guest next Friday. Dr. Dale is coming back. She's going to join us on Girl Listen. So she's going to be here next Friday. We have a guest. And so we'll be celebrating women all month long because, well, women do some amazing things. So while I'm doing that, shout out to the young lady who keeps me looking good, Glitz Optical. You can book a risk-free consultation today. Go to glitzopticalonline.com. If you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, she has a store. And I need to stay out of it because a sister keep getting into trouble. You know what I'm saying? But I look good. I look good though. Like, hello, I look good. What can I tell you? And also, if you know some seniors in this area, hey, it's time for getting those senior sessions done. So look up G Photography by G. You can go on the website, check it out, do a risk-free consultation, get those photos and things done. Get it done early, please. Not that we don't mind last minute, but come on now. Come on. So with that, let me say, enjoy the weekend. Like I said, my munchkin is celebrating his 1 year. So we'll be celebrating his 1 year tomorrow. It's going to be great. And I will see you all next week. Hey, it's G. Thank you for watching this episode of Girl Listen. Be sure to catch me every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. And while you're here, I cordially invite you to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you all next week.